Mm. Oh shit. It's 4:43 in the morning. I've been up. I took a shower. I washed my hair. Somebody is manifesting this shit out of me. I wa- so we're about to do the reading, but I mean, I'm extreme. I'm so hungry. I never get up like this and eat. It's just been some weird shit going on. I'm so fucking hungry though. So what we're gonna do, and this will help me to wake up too. You know, I'm just gonna make breakfast. So I have to clean my kitchen. I wonder why is this as tall as this thing as it gets? This is as tall as it is. Let's see if we can find some copyright free music. Ugh, I don't know. You know what? Never mind. Maybe I just need to see what happens. So I'm gonna clean up first. So I'm not cooking anything big or anything fancy. I'm just gonna make an egg and 2 waffles and make a sandwich. So I don't have any butter, but I do here have this. I don't know what's up with the hungriness. I never eat. It's like probably like 5 o'clock. I never eat this early. So it's like I woke up at like 2:48. I did go to bed early though, cause you know Valentine's Day. That's my grandma's birthday. So she passed away 3 years ago. So this is her 3 year anniversary. So you know Valentine's Day is you know it's not the same for me as it is for other people. Valentine's Day will just never be the same ever again for me. So you know, um, I celebrate on Valentine's Day. You know I celebrate my grandmother's passing. You know I celebrate the day of her birth. So you know I got me a bottle of wine, got me a something to smoke. I went to the beach, you know, with my son. We kind of did like a little offering thing to the ancestors, you know, and the deities. Yeah. Okay, so this is too hot. So I'm gonna do 2 eggs. I really like eggs. How befitting, right? So yeah, it was really festive yesterday. You know what I mean? Usually, I talked to my sister for like 2 hours on the phone. You know, it's been a while since we've talked. Life has been kind of busy. You know, dealing with shit. And I mean, what else? I mean, that's about it. You know, I really don't do the holidays. You know, one thing that I like about my family dynamic, you know, we don't spend money on no stupid shit. You know, you know, if we could get away with not doing Christmas, we probably wouldn't do Christmas. You know, but it's just like all these extra holidays that are, you know, it's asking for more money and shit. It's like, come on, bro. That shit is so, you know, I get it. I so get it. Where's my spatula? I so get it, but you know, And you know, I'm a hopeless romantic. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, people, we should be expressing love daily. Okay, but like I said, I get the festivities, you know. So, so my son's father, he made me a crab boil. He made like a big crab boil for the whole family, you know. You see, something like that, that's expensive because he bought quite a bit of crab legs. I love crab legs. You know what I'm saying? They're not cheap. We don't usually do things for each other, you know, for Valentine's Day. I mean, I don't know. You know, we don't do things for each other for Christmas. You know, we do look out for each other on birthdays, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. But any other holiday, it's just like, oh, hell no. But you know what? I am going to buy myself, because I saw at the store, it was like a little Dubai chocolate Valentine's. I do want that because I like Dubai chocolate. So I'm going to get that for myself. The thing is that I don't have any syrup, okay? So I use, you know, I like date syrup. You know, my sister told me about date syrup, and I'm just like, what is the point of any of the syrup? Date syrup is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. And I ran out and I didn't make any more. So, you know, I'm just gonna have to eat like this dry ass sandwich. But while I'm up, I'm gonna make my lemon water. So, let me get my container. Where's my glass? So I can't find my glass. Okay, so fuck it. Just gonna use this. I'm gonna cut my lemon. Okay. I'm so glad I get to get in the kitchen before he do. You know, so I feel like sometimes it's like every time I clean the kitchen, he jump right in and make it dirty again, and then he don't clean up after himself. And I just be like, you know, sometimes I think you cook because you don't want to have to do the dishes. You don't want to have to clean up after yourself. Because my thing is that if you cook, you know, I feel like those who eat should clean up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like he's always trying to cook because he don't want to clean. You know, he don't want to do nothing in the house. He don't want to do nothing in the house. That's what you call a lazy partner. Y'all know. Y'all know this ain't my first time. It's like he sit around and think of ways as to how to get out of stuff like a little kid. I'm thinking, you know, my question is, whatever. Because I would rather have him out of my way so I can do it. But it is nice, you know, when you have a little help. So, my question is, are most men like that? You know, they be trying to manipulate and do stuff so they can get out of doing what they don't want to do. I'm just asking. It would be nice to have a straw. Ooh. Oh my god. I didn't realize how thirsty I was. So I don't know. I don't know what I can put on my waffles so my sandwich won't be so dry. I don't want to put no jelly up there. That's all I really got right now. Jelly would be okay. I can't do peanut butter, babe. We can't do peanut butter. We can't do peanut butter. We just have to do jelly. I don't want to do too much because these are blueberry waffles. And I want you to know I'm really not being myself because sometimes, look, when I clean up, you know, I clean stuff off. So I don't care because usually I wouldn't grab no plate trying to be cute. I put this bitch right on the butt naked surface of this fucking countertop and do what I gotta do. So I'm only gonna do one side because I'm only gonna do one side because I don't want too much jelly. I don't want too much jelly. Okay, so I'm gonna eat, then we're gonna do the reading. Okay, so I'm refreshed. I'm refreshed. So it's kind of like the key to my pleasure is food. Is that what somebody wanted to know? Right? So, you know, when you think of pleasure, a lot of the times, you kind of think of something sexual, you know. But you may come to find out that with an individual that you meet or somebody who meets you, it's kind of like, it's like they're an onion, and onions have layers. So, you know, you got to peel back those layers. Somebody is deeper than what you think or what you know. I believe you have some idea. You know, it's hard to miss a person who is of substance and depth unless they're quiet. You know what I'm saying? When they're quiet, you don't know. Then it's like they get upset because they feel misunderstood and they feel overlooked. Well, you know, how can people see you if you're hiding? People who are up to something are the ones who are usually hiding. So, I just picked up, you may be seeing certain numbers repetitively. So I pick up 555 and I pick up 222. Okay? So when it comes to 555, it's going to speak to you, but it's going to resonate with everybody differently because it just depends on how your spirit guides are communicating with you. But what I'm going to tell you is, from my experience, 555 is like transformation. Like I tell people, whenever you see the numbers, pay attention to how frequently you are seeing them. Because the more that you're seeing the numbers back to back, within a certain time period, let's say that you, from the time you leave your house to go to the store, you see like triple fives 3 times. Okay, so that's going to represent, you know, be prepared for unexpected changes. And if it's very frequent, be prepared for these changes to happen very quickly. So the universe is telling you that future forward, you're going to have to be adaptable and flexible. You know, you may take a certain route to work, but there's some type of detour. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to 222, twos represent structure and building. So this has a lot to do with like partnerships. It could also represent a gift. It could be any kind of gift. It could be a gift from the universe. It could be a spiritual gift. It could be somebody giving you a gift personally. It could be the gift of somebody's presence, or somebody could be the gift. Okay, so, you know, but it speaks more so about partnerships. So it's kind of like the five is the change, preparing you for new things. So the new things is going to be the 222, which is, partnerships, building, structure, more structure. I do definitely pick up, maybe some challenges whenever it comes to newness. Somebody's in my kitchen. I could just hear them. I can hear them. They keep making noise like they're trying to tell me to just do the reading. Ancestors love the kitchen. But anyway, like I was saying, when it comes to 222, it's about building. Okay? So you may run into some people, you may receive, anonymous resources or funds that come out of nowhere. You may also receive, you know, um, tools, tools that you may need for a new beginning. Okay, okay, okay. It's real active in the kitchen. It's real active. It's always active in that kitchen. My spirit guides love the kitchen. That's more so my ancestors. Not necessarily, well, ancestors are spirit guides, but it's my ancestors. When I say spirit guides, I think of the ones that teleport. The ancestors, they don't know how to do all that stuff yet. Because we have, because of the warfare, we haven't integrated. The collective hasn't, people, the world hasn't collectively grown. The world hasn't collectively evolved. It's like human beings are no longer evolving, but we are evolving everything else on the outside of us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So anyway, in the position of your crown, you have harmony. Ace of Swords in reverse. Somebody doesn't have the truth. People don't have the truth. Then they're spying and gossiping and talking shit. Somebody is conditional. They dropped the ball being this way and they sabotage themselves. Oh wow. So this kind of gets straight to the point. Okay, so they sabotage themselves. So there's another situation here. There's another situation though. So it's kind of like out with the old and in with the new. And you may have experienced like the past trying to interfere or get in the way of your future or your new. So if we're talking about love relationships, your past person, tried to sabotage you with your new person, but ended up sabotaging themselves. And we just gonna leave it at that. Okay? I don't want to go into detail with that situation. So when it comes to somebody, you and somebody new, it's kind of like the two of you are getting to know each other, like you're laying out the foundation. So with the Four of Pentacles, this is boundaries. So you're setting a foundation based off of respect. Okay, at the same time, you have one person that's holding back more. They can give more, but they're holding back. So, they're a little stingy. Somebody's a little stingy with their, they could be a little stingy with their time. They could be stingy with their money. You know, anything practical. Stingy with resources. But usually I see this card when somebody is holding back money. Okay, so somebody is a little stingy. They're a little tight. But the four represent it is the structure of budgeting. Having those boundaries. So, you know, um, but outside of that, this is where two people come together and they have a conversation about, their past experiences in relationships. Okay. And the two of them are being very honest, to where they're talking about the role in which that they played in the situation. And they're also talking about the role in which their partner played in a certain situation. You ever meet somebody and it's kind of like they just want to be a victim? You know what I'm saying? They want to be a victim all the time. My thing is that you have to know the difference between somebody venting and somebody playing a victim. Because my thing is that, for one, if somebody is stuck in a situation and they're telling you about their situation, they know that there's nothing that they can do about it. Nobody's going to help them. Nobody's going to save them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in that situation, right? So they know, they accept it. But they may just want to talk about it or get certain things off of their chest, because what can they do? They can't do anything. There's nothing that they can do. But then you have some people to where it's just like they're the victim. I knew this girl, in every relationship, it's like she would start her relationship off with lying, with playing the damsel in distress. And it's kind of like every guy that she was with beat on her. And I'm just like, girl, when are you going to change that story? Like, and then it'd be fucked up because in the relationship, she comes off a certain way in the beginning. This is a woman player. You know what I mean? She comes off a certain way in the beginning, but in the relationship, the men start to see that she's not who she says that she is. And the thing is that by that time, she's already got comfortable. So it's kind of like, if you dismiss her, it's like she'll start trying to do stuff to provoke you to want to hit her. You know what I'm saying? She don't ever want to leave a relationship without with feeling like she's the one in the wrong. So if anything unfavorable happens to her in the future, she doesn't want to feel like she deserves what happens to her in the future if she does something fucked up. But she really wants to do some fucked up shit. But she doesn't have the integrity to just walk away. You didn't have integrity going into the relationship because you sat up there and emotionally manipulated your way into that person's heart. Then you created illusions, until that person got tired of your illusions and began to see through your illusions. Now that you've been seen, you're not in control anymore, and that person now can see you for who you are, and they want you gone. So in her mind, it's kind of like she doesn't want to go because she has manipulated herself into a position to where she's comfortable. And if she has to go, better believe that she's going to throw a tantrum the whole way. So, it's kind of like she's going to like try to make your life hell, like try to mess up your reputation. That's why I say she would constantly say, oh, that she's been beaten on and all this type of shit. Won't nobody beating on her. She was trying to provoke them, and she was trying to provoke them. You see, unstable women cannot deal with stable men. You know what I mean? And unstable men cannot deal with stable women because men be pulling the same shit, to where it's kind of like, it's like the spirit of provocation, trying to provoke somebody to get upset with you, trying to provoke somebody to put their hands on you. You know what I mean? It's all like manipulation. It's so annoying. So, I'm just like, that, I don't know. My thing is that she could get, that shit don't work. She could get her way in there, but she can't keep it. So you've been proven you can have whatever you want, but you must maintain it. You have to put in the work to maintain it. You cannot try to manipulate people emotionally. And I'm gonna tell you, especially when it comes to men, men will resent you for something like that. Especially if they open themselves up to you and they feel comfortable. That's a confident decision that they're making to be open with you emotionally, because you're making it seem like you can be trusted and they can be safe in that place with you. An unfamiliar or unknown or uncomfortable place. Then you fuck it up. I don't know, that shit's just crazy. But anyway, with this situation that you have going on with somebody, it's not like that. So maybe you're a man and maybe you don't, maybe you be dealing with a lot of damsels in distress. You know what I'm saying? My thing is that you got to start, it's kind of like you got to daughter bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start daughtering them, because, and when you start doing that, like, you're going to see their response, and it's going to help you to make a decision, a real decision about them. Because when it comes to dad love his baby girls, but at the same time, it's kind of like dad understands, a healthy dad, he understands that the world is tough, and especially for a woman. And if she don't have no brothers, he not going to be here forever. There's only so much that he can do to protect her. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to need baby girl to be somewhat tough and smart. You understand what I'm saying? So, I've always felt like insecure men fall for the damsels in distress. Don't get me wrong, because there are some people, I believe, that do need saving. You know, but even with something like that, it's kind of like you got to, they can't just be just so hopeless. You know, it's not that bad. If it's not that bad. Somebody out there has it worse. It's not that bad. You know. So when you're dealing with someone and you don't necessarily, you know, there's like no balance, like you're always the victim. Why are men always beating on you? You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? It's like a child that wants attention. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Somebody, I'm picking up on somebody. I'm picking up strong on a woman. It's kind of like she afraid to grow up, but she want to make it look like she a big girl. You understand what I'm saying? And that has a lot to do with her character. You know, you could read it in her character. She's always out here trying to make it seem like she's making big moves and she's doing this and she's doing that. She's not doing anything. She's putting on a facade, especially if you're watching somebody over social media. You know what I'm saying? Because I pick up a woman, it's kind of like she wants to be like this strong career and ambitious woman. It's nothing wrong with that. But it's like the reason why is she don't really want it. She's not willing to work for it. She just wants to make it look that way. It's like she wants to impress people. So that's self-esteem. She dealing with some self-esteem issues. You know, like she just want to be able to impress people. If she can't impress people, it's kind of like you know, I don't know. She don't want to be seen. She don't want to be looked at. It's so she's the type of person to where she wants people's attention instead of their respect. Okay, so that girl, whoever this is, they dealing with some serious childhood issues and wounds, honey. And it's for a woman, it's nothing wrong with wanting to be taken care of. But why the fuck you can't just say that? Why can't you say that? You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know who you are. You don't know what you want. You know, you want somebody to take care of you, but you want to present yourself like you a boss bitch. I mean, what's up? What do you want? You know, boss bitches take care of themselves and they take care of everything. You don't want to take care of everything because you don't want to put in the work. You want to be taken care of. That's what I'm saying. She don't understand like how I don't know. It just come off dumb. Like the shit that she be saying, it just be coming off dumb and it don't make sense. I don't know who the fuck need to hear this about this woman, but that is true. I'm sorry. So anyway, getting back to you, when it comes to you, you know, like this has a lot to do with institutions and it has a lot to do with work. Okay, so there's something bold, there's something very bold about you and what you are investing in at this time. Okay, so there's something going on here with work, maybe institutions, organizations. You know what I mean? You know that people are jealous and envious of you, but you show up anyway, and you show up as you. That is the boldness, you know. So whatever, okay. And my thing is that you know I think somebody likes it. You know, I think somebody sees something long term with you. It's given like real stable, real practical. You know, somebody looks at you, or maybe you look at somebody else as if you know, like man, they got their shit together. You know, it is the pinnacles, so it is like wealth. You know, wealth wise, wealth, health, the tangible. But I'm getting more practical. So the way in which that you live, you think, you move in life is practical. It's solid, it's stable. You know, like you can back up the shit that you say. You can back up who you are. It's kind of like with dealing with somebody else, when dealing with this woman we've been talking about. It's like she don't have receipts for nothing. Like she has to go through so much to pull a shenanigan because you know nothing that she really has going on is real. But she's trying her hardest to make it look and seem real. So you know, she's trying to manipulate things. I pick up like documents, paperwork. If you're looking for something, if you're asking, if you want to see something, it's something like that. You know, she's just like, well, I'll get it to you tomorrow, or hold on, hold on. You know what I mean? It's because she's trying to figure out like how she's going to do something fake, you know. So, you know, she's a con artist. That's what it's giving me. She's just a con artist. There may be something going on with a child or with children with her. But, I mean, whatever. Maybe you work with this person. Maybe you work with this person. Even when it comes to social media, you know, like, you're still doing you. You know, like, you're not switching up. Because I feel like somebody is sitting around waiting for somebody to switch up. It's just like, why would I switch up? Why are you looking for me to switch up? Who's switching? You know what I mean? Which means that somebody may be up to something. She may be up to something. So I'm going to go in and pull from my subconscious oracle deck. I'm just going to pull one card. And we're going to end the reading there. Sexual energy. Sexual energy in reverse. So you may know, you may be aware that you have a very sexual attraction, or it's kind of like rapport with somebody. To, you know, sometimes we meet people and we already know it's kind of like the sex would be awesome between us. So since we know that without having to experience, let's take our time and let's enjoy the ride of getting to know each other until, you know, we get to that point, until we are ready. Okay, so there's actually going to be an increase in sexual energy too, which means that you may find yourself creating a little more than usual. Okay. Okay, so that is going to be the reading. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.